Hello and welcome back to this channel as I ride the lime bike of subjective opinion at great speed along the crowded pavement of discourse. I'm The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw, and before we uncork any insights at all, let me just pre-remind you to hit the subscribe button for this channel and to do so with a harsh, guttural shout of affirmation. Those two stark monosyllables in the title of Mike Leigh's new film Hard Truths are a callback to his debut from 1971, Bleak Moments. They lay down an uncompromising and yet also enigmatic challenge. This movie isn't going to be an easy ride. Of course it isn't. But if it promises to reveal hard truths in their simplest and most irreducible sense, then what are these hard truths exactly? Perhaps the hardest and most obvious truth of all is that the lead character is suffering from clinical depression and quite urgently needs to see a professional about it. But no one actually puts that hard truth to her, or maybe they did long ago and had it angrily thrown back in their faces. And so the second hard truth is that no one can help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Your sister called me?
Who?
Chantel.
I know who my sister is, thank you very much. When are you going to settle down?
Why, you have somebody for me?
Yes, Jesus.
At least he was a single man. Do you want to come to the flat on Sunday? The girls would like to see you.
You know I've got health issues. I might spend the day lying in bed.
She makes everything about her. She's rude, man.
I've been harassed by people all day. I'm sick to death of it. I just want it to all stop.
It is a deeply sober, sombre, compassionate drama about a black British family, with flashes of fun and happiness which are emollient, if not exactly redemptive. After his two large-scale historical dramas, Mr. Turner from 2014 and Peterloo, this is a return to Leigh's classic style, inhabiting a contemporary London shot by the late cinematographer Dick Pope in cold, clear daylight, with sad family scenes and vignettes of disillusionment and quiet day-to-day courage, divided by dreamy, melancholy woodwind melodies, composed by Leigh's longtime musical collaborator, Gary Yershon. Most importantly, it reunites Leigh with that overwhelmingly powerful female lead, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, whose name was made by her electrifying performance in Leigh's 1992 film Secrets and Lies, and might well get it made all over again with her formidable appearance here, demonstrating the terrible connection between depression and anger. And yet her character is at the centre of what, for me, is this film's most challenging aspect. The fact that it arguably withholds or amputates the inner core of her emotional truth, pitilessly denying the audience the catharsis, the extended cloudburst of revelation that they have perhaps been hoping for. Jean-Baptiste plays Pansy, a woman in middle age living in a spotless but featureless suburban house. Very clearly, she is in the terrifying endgame of depression. She begins the drama by actually awakening with a melodramatic gasp from another painful dream, and carries on with her day by shouting, or rather speaking angrily and 15% too loudly, to everyone with whom she is annoyed, which is to say, everyone she sees. She berates her husband, her son, her doctor, her dentist, the hapless person on the till in a convenience store, the person trying to sell her a new sofa. She is, by the way, angry about the condition of the one she has at the moment, and also the guy in the car park, asking her if she is about to vacate her spot so he can have it. She is angry, but also voluble and articulate about her grievances, real and imagined, making objection or interruption almost impossible, because it sounds at first as if she might have a point. "Don't patronise me," she yells. "I'm not a child." She is frantic at the thought of insects and animals getting into the house, and the sight of a fox in the garden brings her at one stage to hyperventilation, a scene which is funny in an unfunnily awful way. Her non-stop rage has reduced her husband and son to a long-term stricken silence of their own. Curtly, played by David Webber, is a plumber whose taciturnity clearly speaks volumes about his own swallowed despair. And their son, Moses, played by Tuwayne Barrett, is a morose guy in his early 20s, who provides Pansy with a non-stop perennial anger pretext by having no idea what to do with his life other than slope and mope around the house or go for low morale walks on which he is bullied by local guys. So why are they like this? Lee brings us a little closer to the answer by showing us Pansy's good-natured sister and her family, who are shown by Lee to exist in a Jekyll and Hyde opposite state of happiness to Pansy's misery, a happiness which is mysteriously part of Pansy's ecosystem of wretchedness. Chantel, a lovely performance from Michelle Austin, is a salon hairdresser and single mum, much beloved by her clients for her wisdom and her gentleness. She lives with her two smart grown-up daughters. Alicia, played by Sophia Brown, is a trainee lawyer, and Kayla, played by Annie Nelson, works for a skincare company presided over by a somewhat cantankerous chief executive, played by Samantha Spiro. Lee shows both Kayla and Alicia messing up in unserious ways at work, but also learning from their mistakes and basically impressing their employer with her attitude. Chantel's relationship with her daughters is filled with happiness and laughter. It couldn't be more different from Pansy. We get still closer and harder to the truth when Chantel and Pansy go on a visit to the grave of their dead mother, who appears to have got along better, a lot better, with Chantel, but who was perhaps looked after more in her latter years by Pansy, who bitterly remembers the trauma of finding her dead. Yet even this doesn't fully explain what is happening. The film's menacing weather is set by Pansy, and after a while, it almost begins to resemble some kind of deadpan psychological horror. And yes, perhaps that is indeed exactly what it is. Where is it all leading? I was expecting a great climactic relief, like the end of All or Nothing from 2002. But Lee perhaps here thinks that that would be too easy, too contrived, too fictional. Pansy has a scene of hysterical laughter and tears at the thought of a certain bunch of flowers, which is also, by the way, to be the focal point of some bitter anger from Kirtley. But this too is not a moment of relief or release. Perhaps this is the hardest truth of all, that in our real world, in all its mess and pain and unresolved confusion, there is no final reckoning, just moments of happiness and truth that we have to hang on to. It's an exceptional performance from Marianne Jean-Baptiste. And that's it. Please give this vlog a like and a share on your socials. Please subscribe and leave a comment. And please buy my book, The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories. Details given below. See you next time.